You know, we hear all the time about the threat of hackers breaking into our critical infrastructure, how they could disrupt organisations like the National Health Service and prevent it from doing the job which we all depend upon. Well, the British National Health Service, the NHS, has just suffered an attack. But it's not an attack from overseas. It's not an attack by conventional hackers. It's actually something which originated inside the organisation, originated inside its own IT team. Because what they did, oh dear, was this. They wanted to test some emails. Some emails got sent to a distribution list, so they created a distribution list. First mistake was the distribution list which they created accidentally included the email addresses of everybody in the NHS who had an email account. And so this distribution list contained something like 1.2 million email addresses. And then they sent their test email. And of course, over 1 million people received it. And some of those people, very helpfully, replied. Said, I think you've sent this to me by mistake. And when they replied to the distribution list, it went to the 1.2 million people. Some of whom would have said, oh, I seem to have been added to this mailing list by mistake. Do you think you could remove me? And of course, that then got sent to everybody else on the distribution list. Some people, when they sent the messages, even had read receipt configured on their email client, which meant that it also requested that everyone who received the message sent back a message to them saying, yes, we've received and read your message. Which means that millions and millions of messages are now flying through the National Health Service, and they're all absolutely pointless. And however much people would reply to this and say, will everyone please stop replying to this message, they're just adding to the noise as well. And so more and more messages are flooding around left, right and centre. All of this because of a simple human mistake. They created a distribution list which included everybody. They sent a message to everybody, and everyone fairly helpfully tried to respond to it. But that just added to the chaos. So always be careful before you reply to an email. Should you really be sending it to it? Or are you actually adding to the problem and the noise? Sometimes it's better just to delete, wait until things get a little bit quieter as the IT team begin to mop things up.